Jake Paul, maybe?
Easy. Too easy.
It's too easy.
Too easy.
That's right. Gervonta Tank Davis versus me, baby.
It's not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of demon. This is not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a still.
Hold onto your seats, boxing fans, because Floyd Mayweather just broke his silence. And what he said about the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight will absolutely blow your mind. After weeks of speculation, rumors, and social media chaos, Money Mayweather has finally spoken out about what might be the most controversial matchup in boxing history. And trust me, he did not hold back. What he revealed about Tank Davis, what he thinks about Jake Paul's boxing abilities, and his shocking prediction for this fight will leave you speechless. But before we dive into Mayweather's explosive comments, you need to know about the insane drama that's been building up to this moment, because this story is about to get wild.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder. Nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
The boxing world erupted when news broke that Gervonta Tank Davis would be stepping into the ring with Jake Paul in what's being called an exhibition bout. But here's where things get absolutely insane. We're talking about a fight between a cruiserweight and a 135-pounder, creating a nearly 100-pound weight difference that has everyone asking the same question. Has boxing completely lost its mind? The announcement sent shockwaves through social media, with fans calling it absolutely insane and demanding answers about how this could even be sanctioned.
But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever. Period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
When Floyd Mayweather finally decided to speak, his words cut through the noise like a knife. The undefeated legend didn't mince words as he delivered his critical assessment of this highly anticipated bout. Mayweather praised Tank Davis's exceptional power and skill, emphasizing that Davis is absolutely a formidable force in the ring who deserves respect for his technical abilities and knockout power. But when it came to Jake Paul, Mayweather's tone shifted dramatically. He expressed serious skepticism about Paul's rapid rise in boxing, questioning whether his success is built on genuine skill or simply the massive spectacle surrounding his controversial persona.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you are saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
But Mayweather wasn't done there. He dropped an even bigger bombshell when he stated his position that Jake Paul simply cannot truly compete with elite professional fighters. According to Money, while Paul has undeniably generated attention and built a massive fan base, his skills simply don't match those of real champions who have spent years perfecting their craft in legitimate competition. Mayweather delivered what might be the most devastating assessment yet. If Davis chooses to face Paul, it would be purely for money, not credibility.
This might be happening in an exhibition.
thing with Jake Paul, like, I think he's a good area title level fighter, and that's a good level. Like, you can be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good. But the Mike Tyson fight I didn't like. The Chavez fight was just farcical because he's 11 years past his best, up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem because Chavez wasn't in his 50s. Fighting the MMA guys, again, he's fighting people that don't do the same, that they're not even in the same sport. But while they're a bit older, they're still not in the 50s. So all that stuff, I won't really watch any of it. I think I've watched one fight against Tommy Fury, the only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area title level, I think he works really hard. I think he trains hard. And I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. For his experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcia's and them fighters? Why is he fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition? I get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. This is his best year. This is where he can become. Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't want to do all that.
The risk assessment that followed was absolutely brutal. Mayweather explained that beating Jake Paul would add absolutely nothing to Tank's already impressive career, while losing would be completely disastrous for his legacy. Think about that for a moment. We're talking about an undefeated champion potentially risking everything he's worked for against a YouTube star turned boxer. The implications are staggering, and Mayweather's words highlighted just how much Tank Davis has to lose in this bizarre matchup.
Well, I think as we discuss this, we should use air quotes when we call it a fight, because I don't see how any athletic commission, in this case the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission, could sanction this as a legitimate boxing match. I think it has to be treated as entertainment to some degree, because you can't put someone they're 65 pounds apart in weight for the most part now. If you look at the cruiserweight limit and the lightweight limit, even if Jake Paul somehow got down to, let's just say 180, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to do that at this point because he's fought so high in weight. Let's just say he got down to 180. They're still 45 pounds apart in weight, and that's just not safe. So if this were to be treated as some sort of, even though they're calling it an exhibition, a legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes. And I just don't understand. I do understand that Netflix is into tentpole events, and people will watch this because they're into the spectacle of it all, and it will draw eyeballs. But does anything that anyone pitches that people will watch, does that make it a good idea?
The boxing community's reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Insiders are dismissing the fight as a misguided spectacle rather than a true contest, with respected voices calling it everything but legitimate competition. British heavyweight Dave Allen didn't hold back, labeling the entire thing farcical and noting that Davis could literally flatten Paul if he wanted to. But here's the kicker. Everyone knows both fighters are proceeding purely for the massive payday involved.
Jake said that I snort cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me for the next 5 years for cocaine if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that. But other than when me and Jake Paul have gone back and forth with each other, I've never said anything to defame him. And then when he was talking about his fights being fixed, I don't think that people are actually saying that they're predetermined outcomes, that they're fixing the fights, with predetermined outcomes. They're saying, if you're fighting a 60-year-old fucking guy that can barely walk to the fucking ring, right, and almost died 2 months before that, it's almost like a predetermined outcome. That's what they're fucking saying.
Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's most prominent promoters, echoed the skepticism with his own damning assessment. He suggested that Davis may be more interested in the payday than any form of prestige, going so far as to suggest that Tank is half checked out of boxing and is now chasing cash over championship glory. Those are incredibly harsh words from someone who knows the business inside and out.
And this fight has to be the most talked about thing that's going on in sports right now. And this fight has made us all hypocrites, really, and I'll tell you why. Also, I got to tell you guys who I think will win the fight and why I think Jake Paul wins the fight. I think either Jake Paul wins or it's a draw.
No.
No way.
Nope.
Since it's an exhibition, and we'll talk about that. But you saw at the beginning, this fight is just impactful. And as boxing pugilists, many of us, we hate this shit. But as boxing fans, you want real shit, right? You see Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. But then what you really want is what you're getting out of like Brian Norman Jr. and Devin the American Dream Haney.
Show me my bitch thing. 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 Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Security at? Shut up. Shut up. Where the fuck your security at, nigga? I don't need no right here. Yeah, what's up? What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? You a bitch, nigga. You a bitch. Yeah, all right.
You have Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys. I'm talking about huge fans of Tank turning over on him. I saw Tank Davis fans put up pictures of him as a clown and shit. Like, this is crazy. And I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it has revealed a huge amount of hypocrisy. Because guess what? With everybody talking about this fight, and I see people talking about the fight who doesn't even watch boxing, especially those who don't watch boxing. Let's keep it real. This is a fight for the casuals, okay? But at the same time, with so many people talking about this fight, good or bad, the way the internet just erupted and all the socials just went crazy, this fight is going to be one of the biggest fights in history.
The criticism intensified when experts began analyzing what it would actually take to make this fight happen legitimately. The discussion around Athletic Commission challenges became a major talking point, with the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission facing serious questions about how they could possibly sanction such a matchup. The safety concerns are absolutely real. We're talking about a 65-pound weight difference that creates legitimate danger for both fighters.
I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance.
Even if Jake Paul somehow managed to cut down to 180 pounds, which many doubt is even possible given how high he's been fighting, they would still be 45 pounds apart in weight. As experts have pointed out, weight classes exist for safety reasons, and this massive disparity goes against everything the sport stands for in terms of fair competition and fighter safety.
Boxing Doctor News. Hold on to your seats, boxing fans. The fight we've all been waiting for is finally happening. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis this November in Atlanta. But here's the twist. There's a massive weight difference. Paul, a cruiserweight, against Davis, who's never even hit 140 pounds. Is this fair? Is it safe? And get this. We don't even know if it's an exhibition or a sanctioned fight yet. But one thing's for sure, there will be a definitive outcome. So, who's got more to lose? The YouTube sensation or the lightweight champ? And what about those Anthony Joshua rumors? Looks like we'll have to wait till 2026 for that showdown. This is boxing's biggest mismatch or the upset of the century in the making. What do you think? Drop your predictions below.
But here's where the story takes an even more dramatic turn. Netflix's involvement has added another layer of controversy to the entire situation. The streaming giant's interest in tentpole events and spectacle value has raised serious questions about whether public interest alone is enough to justify what many consider a dangerous mismatch. The question everyone's asking is simple. Does the fact that people will watch something make it a good idea?
They keep talking about Gervonta Davis as a possible fight, man. You like that fight because he's little, like he's your size.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I like that, but let's finish first this one because this one is a taller champion like that. So I have a lot of things to do in training camp.
Is there ever any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If he wants, and if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe.
What happens? You have a lot of experience, but he's explosive. What would happen in that fight?
Oh, that's not a problem for me. Because I'm an experienced fighter, so.
Despite all the criticism, Jake Paul is being positioned as someone who could actually defeat Davis in their scheduled November 15th, 2025 exhibition at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. And here's the shocking part. There might actually be some logic to that prediction. Despite Tank's impressive 30-0-1 record, Paul has significant physical advantages that can't be ignored. He's 65 pounds heavier and stands 6 feet 1 inch compared to Davis's 5'5" 1/2 frame, creating a reach and size advantage that could prove decisive.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Gervonta Davis.
The exhibition nature of the fight and the massive weight mismatch may actually hinder Davis's legendary performance abilities. Paul's confidence and strategic approach, combined with his size advantage, could genuinely lead to a surprising outcome that would shock the boxing world. Imagine the headlines if Jake Paul actually defeats one of boxing's most feared punchers.
Let's get back to it, man. Real When it's TV, like, subscribe. You know my slogan, man. Tank Davis, man, versus Jake Paul, man. What a great fight. What a great Davis and Goliath type of event, you know what I'm saying? Straight for Netflix. It's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be packed, you know what I'm saying? The State Farm Arena, it's going to be packed. I've been to ATL. It's going to be packed out there. Tank never fighting again. He's never fighting none of y'all guys again, man. You know what I mean? Once he get to 30, 40 million, maybe a 50, I mean, if he get 30, 40 million, somewhere around Tyson numbers, it's over. It's over, you know what I'm saying? I'm not coming back to fighting Lamont Roach again. No, for what? I can't even get to them darkest places to fight this dude. He's boring, he's quiet, he don't say too much to get me going. Shakur Stevenson, the same thing. You used to be my boy. We used to be cool. Now when I got to a certain level, you want to fight and take my belt. There's certain ways you go about that, and that's why Tank don't like that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? That's why he don't like them niggas, because they always cool, you know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is when you're young and you're cool, you think niggas is your boys, and all of a sudden niggas want to fight you, you feel some type of way, though, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's the business, though, but it's the way I go about these things, you know what I'm saying? But we can fight, get this money, and we both still gonna be cool, you know what I'm saying? But Tank felt like it was some disrespect there, so you gotta remember, Tank came in the game under Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He showed him how to pick and choose these fights and how to get this bread, you know what I mean? He just following the Mayweather train. Yeah, he just doing it on a gangster way, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't as flossy as Mayweather, but you know what I mean? You know the words I'm looking for, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, he following the footsteps of Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Simple, you know what I'm saying? Get that bag. You'll never see Tank fight again. Why else? Why would he fight against? Who could he come back and fight after Jake Paul? Nobody, baby. Like and subscribe, you know my slogan. Let's tune in. Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. We up next, November 15. Pow.
The drama escalated even further when Lamont Roach Jr. launched a scathing attack on Davis for his decision. Roach strongly criticized Tank for choosing the Paul exhibition over their highly anticipated rematch, accusing Davis of actively avoiding legitimate competition while prioritizing financial gain over sporting integrity. The boxing community had been eager to see their rematch following their controversial draw earlier this year, and Roach's frustration was palpable as he hinted at the possibility of facing undefeated WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson if the Davis fight doesn't materialize.